Stand to. Tashi Delek, everyone. Welcome on this wonderful Sunday. You're so excited to see you all here at meditation. I'm Kat Hedrick, one of the volunteers at the center. For a moment, I recognize many of the faces, but I think we have some new ones. If you're new, don't be shy, raise your hand. It's okay. Oh my gosh, that's fabulous. And look around. Whoops, it was real quick, but you're not alone. There are several other new people. Welcome. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to any of the volunteers afterwards, and we'll do our best to try to answer them. But before we get started, we do have a couple announcements. If you haven't already done so, please silence your cell phones and put them away so you can be fully present here for the talk and meditation. If you must use your phone, please do so outside of the meditation hall. We'd like to invite you to join us for our weekly Tuesday events with Medicine Buddha practice at 6 p.m. and the public talk at 7 p.m. This week, the center will be closed tomorrow for Memorial Day Monday, but we're back to business as usual on Tuesday. Also, before the Tuesday evening talk, we have our Medicine Buddha practice at 6 p.m. So Medicine Buddha at 6 and the talk at 7. Those are both in person and via online. Our talk this week will continue with the 37 practice of a bodhisattva. On Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., prayers for His Holiness the Dalai Lama's long life, as well as for other teachers. On Thursdays at 4:30 p.m., the Loseling monks conduct the Protector Puja for smooth journeys, successive interviews, medical treatments, new businesses, etc. Next weekend, Geshe Phende will lead our annual Drepung Loseling's Noonday retreat from May 29th through June 1st. Noonday is a powerful practice for purification and the accumulation of positive energy. It is based on Avalokiteshvara, the Buddha of compassion. This is open to those who have received the 1,000-arm Avalokiteshvara empowerment or any highest yogic tantra empowerment. As a part of Sakadawa, Geshe Pendula will also give one-day Manayana precepts on Sunday, May 31st, next Sunday, and that entails maintaining 8 vows beginning from 5 a.m. until sunrise the next morning. This event is open to any who have taken refuge and will last approximately 1 hour. You do not need to attend the Noonday retreat to participate. So please note, with these special events, there will not be this practice next Sunday. So please don't show up for that, but contemplate coming in earlier for the other items. Now, as a reminder, please do not park on the grass along the driveway or behind the building. If the lot is full, overflow parking can be found via Skyline Drive at the John Lewis Elementary School outside of school operating hours. Only access the school parking via Skyline Drive and then walk through to our site. Information on all these events can be found in the lobby and on our website at drepung.org. If anyone is interested in volunteering to get more involved in the center and our programs, please see me or our volunteer coordinator, Michael DeFell. If you're interested in becoming a member to support our ongoing programs and take advantages of benefits like discounts on courses, retreats, checking out books from the library, you can go to the library to get an application, or you can apply online. There is a donation box near the entrance of this room. Your generous support helps us to continue to offer programs and services like this to our Atlanta community and to those around the world through our online platforms. Now, as is our custom, please stand as we invite our resident teacher, Geshe Pendula, to come in for today's practice.
Okay, so today we'll meditate on compassion to others and specific compassion meditation to the people you don't like them, or some of the people you hate, right? So specific those people, we should try to feel compassion towards them. It's not easy, but it is very important. And the final thing is, it's tremendous benefit to you. So that is why these meditations are kind of very powerful, but it's not easy. So that is why before you meditate on compassion, so I talk about a little bit about the compassions, because compassion meditation, it's not just you sit and something like a focus something. It's not like that. Like there are different types of the meditations around there. So like for instance, one of the very popular meditation, which usually we call mindfulness, breathing meditation, right? Breathing meditation, you don't need to think that much. Your mind just focus on breath, that's all. Your breath is the object, your mind just focus, right? Breathing meditation. But the compassion meditation is not like that. Compassion meditation, compassion is the what you are not focusing. What compassion meditation is, you have to feel the compassion, right? So you have to feel to compassion to whom? To entire beings who wants to live happy, peace, who do not want suffering, right? So entire beings, you feel compassion. So feeling is not easy, right? You have to think, how should I feel, right? So it's feeling is not comes easier. So you have to think. That is why before the meditation, I talk a little bit about compassion. So it helps you to feel this. So when we meditate, in the Buddhist general, there are thousands of meditations around there, right? But all of these meditation, you should put into two categories. They include all the meditation into these two. One is called single pointness of meditation, stabilization meditation, which like a breathing meditation, your mind is just remain on one object, right? That's single pointness of meditation. The another, which is called analytical meditation, contemplate meditation. That's more important, more difficult. Analytical meditation, you have to analyze, you have to think, right? So compassion meditation is part of analytical meditation. You have to think, otherwise you will not going to feel compassion, right? It's not easy. You may feel compassion to your children, your family, your friends, but compassion to a stranger, compassion to one's own enemy, it's very difficult, feel very difficult. But your friends, the family where you feel compassion, actually it's not like a pure compassion. It's compassion mixed with attachments. That's why you feel. It's not a real pure compassion, which means without attachment. So when you feel compassion to the people, you don't like them, right? People you hate. When you really feel compassion, that compassion is really pure compassion. It's not mixed with any attachment. So that compassion, why it is powerful? Because that type of compassion tremendous helps you to reduce your anger, hatred. your self-centered attitude, which is one of the main causes of your problem, your suffering, coming from there, right? So that's why compassion to the enemy, to the people you don't like them, tremendous helps you, heals you, from your anger, from your self-centered. That's why it is very important, huge benefit, but at the same time it is difficult, right? Then like a final point is, either you feel compassion to this guy, either you feel anger toward this guy. For that guy, it's not going to be affect anything, right? You may have some people you really don't like them, right? You hate them, right? Some people you may like it, but your anger, your love toward that other person is not going to be affect anything to them. What they do, they're going to do that same way. They eating, go to bed, they go to toilet, whatever they do, right? They do it. Your feeling is not going to change anything to them. But for you, huge differences. Feeling anger towards them, actually, it really hurts you. It really disturbs you, right? It disturbs your peace of mind. It disturbs your calm, happy feeling. It disturbs your pleasure, inner joy. Everything will destroy it by your anger towards them, right? If you feel love to that person, if you feel compassion to that person, for you, huge benefit. Makes you very calm, peace, right? You feel joy, pleasure. Just feeling of love and compassion gives you tremendous inner pleasure, joy, heals you. When you live with a very pleasure mind, very compassionate mind, your decision, your action, your behavior, everything turn into positive. Very nice. So when you act very nice, result, everybody like you. Right? That's the simple. So when you show very scary, ugly face and angry face, result, they don't like you. They're scared to you. Right? They run away from you. So that's, if you're really smart, right, you should look, can you choose compassion or you choose anger? Right? If you choose anger, suffering. Not only you, others, your family will suffer. Imagine in your family, morning when you have breakfast or evening supper, eat together, one member of your family very angry, just being an angry guy, how much is effect to whole family members? Not happy during that supper time. Doesn't matter how delicious food you put it on your table, right? That one moment of anger can destroy all this beautiful environment. So it's your hand. Choose anger, yourself suffer, others will be suffering. Choose compassion, yourself happy, peace. Others feel that pleasure, right? It's in your choice. Nobody force us, you should be angry, you should be hate, right? Your feeling is in your hand. Who can control? Nobody can control. Physically, people can control you. But your mind, you are the only the person can do what you wanted. So because of lack of understanding the value of love and compassion, right? People don't know that. A lack of understanding of the disadvantages of your anger, hatred. That is why many people choose anger, hatred, and result, themselves suffer, right? And their family members suffer. As human beings, you do not want suffering, right? You always want to live happy in peace. Nobody wants suffering. But Majority of humans suffer, and most of those suffering created by themselves. It's not something else that themselves creating. External conditions are out there, but the real suffering is not out there. Really not. If you really be honestly investigate, the real suffering comes from each own individual emotion. As soon as when you feel any negative emotions, any negative thought arises, and that moment, instantly, it starts suffering, pain, fear, worry, stress, anxiety, loneliness, all kind of mental pain will start feeling. If your mind, even external, there's so much unfortunate situation around there. If you really focus your mind to hold it, positive minds, virtuous mind, if you try to remain with a virtuous mind, even external, how difficult situation will not that much affect you. You can still remain happy in that environment. You can try it. You don't need to believe. You should try and research yourself. Many research we have to spend so much money. This research you don't need to spend even one penny, right? You can research when you're back to the home. Okay, today, one day, I will try to stay without anger, without destructive emotion. I will try it. Only you need is you should always be mindful, right? And keep your, we call it the alertness, right? Mindfulness and alertness, introspection or vigilance. Hold these two mental factor helps you then research, okay, one day I will try to not feel any angry. I stay there. Your children make some noisy. Your members do something mistake here, there. But I control this. Okay, I don't feel angry now. I try it. So when you try it, you can see it's huge differences. But unfortunately, majority us, the people, who are not that much aware about the emotion, who not that much understanding the inner, the mind, how it functions, how it works. So we always looking external condition. So when the external small things getting wrong, things, because of that, I'm suffering now. Because of this, because of that. So every moment of your suffering, you may thinking because of somebody else. It's not my mind, somebody else. So that kind of mindset, what they makes you? Laziness. Laziness, which means not take self-responsibility. Means in order to get rid of this suffering, this guy need to change. This situation need to change, not me. That's why they never ever looking themselves to change. But the external thing, most of this external, how can you change? It's out of your control, right? It's somebody. I always remind you, living in this Atlanta big city, majority people during the rush hour, you're stuck into the traffic, right? Then you're always complaining, stress, angry because of the traffic. That's how they think. But the traffic, you cannot fix it. That's everybody wants to go back to home, right? The road is limited, and this will come worse and worse, right? It comes that way. So if you live in this kind of lifestyle, these kind of things will come, right? But that doesn't mean whoever stuck into the traffic will feel stress, will feel angry. Of course not. I always give you the example. Your dogs and cats, your pet who travel with you, they also stuck into the traffic. They're not stressed. They're not angry. They enjoy looking here, there. You are the one who's stressed, right? So if traffic is only the causes, then everybody have to be suffer same. They're all stuck into the traffic. So it's showing it's not only there, it's also inside there. There's something in your mind. You may have high expectation. I have to be there in this time, I have to have this, I have to do this, I have to. So you have very high expectation, now you cannot do it, frustrating, angry, right? That comes from your mind. So if you keep your mind like dog and cats, nothing any expected, enjoy in the present moment, you can enjoy. You can live with a very happy life with them, even though you are stuck into the traffic. So it is possible, even externally while things going wrong here, there is a way. It's possible to remain still peaceful, still happy life, if you really look into different angle, different perspective in these situations. So same in the job, if they have 20 employees working in the same office, they always have drama around there, right? So you look at a different way. How should you take this situation? Negative way, positive way. If you take into the negative way, you will suffer. You feel angry. You feel very negative. And the pain. If you take it into the positive way, you are happy, right? So in order to take positive way, compassion is the best way. Compassion is the mind. Tremendous helps you everything take into the positive way. So that mind fully protect you from pain, from fear, right? From your anger. So one of the best your protection is compassion to others. So when you have that protection, compassion, then whatever lifestyle you go will not that much suffer. So too much ego, too much arrogance, too much anger, you're very fragile, very difficult life. Wherever you go, problem. You have problems, right? So through those reasons, remain with compassion and love is tremendous benefit. Heals you, protect you. Huge benefit, right? Now, how should we cultivate compassion? That's the second thing. Through understanding the value of compassion, right? How should we cultivate it? First, as a human beings, every human being has same potential to cultivate compassion to others. Every being has the seed of compassion. We all have that, exactly the same. So only the thing is, we need to nurture that seed, to grow that seeds. But as a human being, we all have same. From the Buddhist perspective, Buddha saying is every sentient being has a Buddha nature. You believe the religion, or you're atheist, you're believer, non-believer, or different religion, doesn't matter. Every being has a Buddha nature, means has potential to cultivate compassion, to change your destructive emotion. Everybody has same potential to overcome the destructive emotion. So we do not have any excuse. Oh, I cannot do compassion because of this, because of that. There's no excuse. Everybody has same potential. If you really want to live happy, you have to have this. Compassion is not for the believer or non-believer. Compassion, why you have to compassion? Because you want to live happy. It's not about you believe this or that. That's the secondary. It's not big deal. The fundamental is you want to live happy. If you do not want to live happy and peace, then you don't need these things. But if you really want to live happy, if you do not want suffering, then this compassion must. So today in the world, I think our problem is because of lack of compassion. That's the problem started. Humanity, family, Most of the problem is because of lack of feeling love and compassion to others. So materialistic, how much it grows, it's very good. It's certain level of benefit. But that alone doesn't mean it gives you fulfill of your wish, happiness. Without having love and compassion, never ever, experience the fulfill of your happiness. So that is why our world, one of our problem is this lack of love and compassion. And unfortunately, there's not that much information about the love and compassion. Our modern education is very, very high developed, but still not enough information about how to develop our internal world, how to take care of our inner world. Lack of information about that, that's why majority don't know these things, right? They're working so hard. You can look each individual. When I look into this highway, I always imagine there are thousands of cars running down, thousands of cars running up like a river constantly. Each of these cars has the people there, right? They're hungry and running morning for happiness. That's the main reason. But majority, all of them, their real life suffering, worry constantly, pain, stress, anxiety, they're constantly problem, the suffering they have. So what's the mistake? What's wrong there? If you look general world, right? We have many problems. Everybody in this planet, our same interests, common goal is happiness, right? Everybody wants it. But we all have problems. Nation, society, individual, family drama, all these things. But these problems created by human beings. We are the one who create it. It's not something outside from the world. It's not aliens or something, right? It's ourselves. So we don't want it, but we're making our own. As a family members, none of those family members want to suffer. But as a family, we have lots of drama. The drama created by the family member themselves is not from the neighbors or somebody else, right? So what's wrong there? It's lack of compassion, too much selfish, self-centered. It's only think about me, right? That's why these problems started. So now we should learn that and try to change it. First yourself, then you can influence to your family, your friends, something. That's how our world maybe slowly turn into a much happier world, right? That's world peace. Maybe it like come that way. It's not somebody come and change the world. It's impossible, right? It's each individual we need to change. So now, how should cultivate compassion? What is the compassion? I mentioned earlier, compassion is feeling. I'm talking here is mainly compassion mind. Compassion action, the second things. Action, you go out. Then what you serve, that compassion, put it into the action. When your compassion put it into the action, you need the wisdom. Assistance of the wisdom, how much you benefit. Lack of wisdom, you may make many mistakes. Very good heart, but you do not know how to take care. Instead of you something doing, maybe it may create more problems, right? That's possible. So compassion, put it into the action, you need wisdom, intelligence, experience, how to help them. But right now, compassion means hear, feeling. So what you need to feel, you need to feel entire beings free from suffering, right? I wish them free from their suffering. And causes of suffering. Their causes of suffering is their mental afflictions, which are their selfish, their anger, the attachment, greed, arrogance. Everybody has these issues, right? Even very rich guy, even very powerful person, even very smart guy, everybody has the problem of selfish attachment, arrogance, jealousy, greed, right? All kind of destructive emotions. So these are the root, the seed of the suffering. So when you have a seed of the disease, right? The little particles, the disease. So then it's always create you problem. Similarly, the seed of the problem is this destructive emotion. So when this destructive emotion there, any little condition arises, it comes, it pops up. Then individual creates fear, worry, their actions become turned into negative, and then they can also harm to other beings, right? That's why you're wishing every beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. That wish, if you really feel it from your heart, that's called compassion, right? So when you feel it, then you hold it. Just remain with that feeling. 10 seconds, right? 20 seconds, then minutes, then longer, right? Hours. That's how you need to familiarize with this feeling. Longer. When this remain longer, what is going to do? It helps you reduce your self-centered, your selfish mind, your anger, hatred. The other side of the opposite of your compassion will reduce, getting weaker, right? That's how it changes your mind into the positive way. So that's called compassion. So now how should we feel it? How should you feel, every being? You can feel easy to your friends and the family, right? You can feel it. I wish my child will be free from suffering. But for the people you don't like them, majority, the strangers, how can we feel this? So that is why there is another meditation which is called mind of endearment, right? In Buddhist word, which called affection love, mind of endearment, which means feel dear towards them, right? Seeing them as lovable, that kind of mind, right? The person when you see very lovable, feel much easier to compassion to them, right? That's called mind of endearment. So before compassion, you need to cultivate that mind of endearment. So mind of endearment, how should we cultivate it? That part is quite difficult, but it is possible if you are really smart. If you are not smart, then it may be difficult, right? So the smart what? There are many different ways to smart. Some smart how to make money, how to do that. That's not real smart. Or maybe it's a materialistic smart, but in the spiritual life, this doesn't mean that. So how to cultivate the mind of endearment, which means, for instance, give you one example. There's one guy, maybe you are in Starbucks, right? You drink a coffee. And the door, you are looking towards the door. There's one guy comes with physically, looks very violent, tough guy. You're coming there just as a human being, we're first judging from physical appearance, right? When we see something like scary, looks like a violent, we already judge, something negative, right? This guy come here, front of you, and that top, he may accidentally fall down, right? When he fall, what you feel? Before when he comes, it looks like showing too much ego. In that moment when he see him fall down, maybe some of you may feel happy, right? Some of you feel even not happy but never feel sorry, right? Then this guy comes, sit in front of you. When he talk, It's very different. He's a very nice guy, very generous. You see something, good qualities, after you talk 5-10 minutes. Then after you realizing, oh, this guy is really very kind person, right? Then he go back. When he go back that same spot, he fall again. When you see that moment when he fall, what you feel? Your feelings change. You feel, oh, I'm sorry, right? Before 5 minutes, you don't feel that sorry. After 5 minutes, you feel sorry to this guy. Why? You feel some kind of connection, mind of endearment, feel close. Why? Because you see the good qualities, kindness. This guy is very kind, very good. Seeing him or her as a good, very kind, that helps to change your mind. Before distant, now feel close to this guy, right? That's called mind of endearment. So showing how should we cultivate mind of endearment? Through remembers others' kindness. We are not seeing, but if you specific in this 21st century, 21st century is very different than maybe, 15th, 16th century, right? Today, world is very much dependent each other, interconnected. We're heavily dependent. Some other country, when they, economic or whatever, they fall down, it can affect this planet, right? We see during the pandemic, in the one country they get the illness or contagion, it spread to all over the world. It's how it's showing today world is really heavily connected each others. That means the food you eat, you're surviving, right? It's coming from all over the world, from others. That's how we should understanding. Remember how it is work. So, for instance, one cookie you eat it, you enjoying, that cookie come from where, right? When you really investigate, started from the farmers. These farmers, that plant the seeds, work so hard, right, to create these seeds, the barley or whatever wheats, whatever things. Then factory, deliver, baker, and then shopkeepers. So many process ended up in your table. Now you are enjoying this, right? Enjoying of taking these cookies. So that joy depends on these hundreds of people, right? If you really think, without them, you will not going to get this cookie. Doesn't matter you have money, doesn't mean you will going to get these things, right? You live in the jungle forest, nobody there, keep millions of dollars. What going to do? Nothing, right? It's just burden, heavy burden. There's nothing. So the things we enjoying is coming from all others. One of the most important part is your education, your talent. That's why you're surviving, right? Your job, your position, your power, whatever you have today is from your education. But that education's come from where? When you're born, you have nothing. Physical body is naked, nothing. Your brain is empty, right? Where you got it? All this education, school, teachers, and that school come from where? Peoples who create the education system, who what you call the build this classroom, right? Technology, and all this expensive money come from where? Right? The government get money from where? Each individuals. Otherwise, money cannot come from sky, right? It's the individuals, the name of tax. And that's how. So all this education you have is from the others. Indirectly, it's come from others. So that's how we should think, much bigger way. So then when you think about the food I eat, the shelter I live in, the dress I'm wearing, the road I'm driving, the electricity I'm utilizing, the water I'm drinking, all of this, not one person, two person, millions and millions of peoples, their effort, their hard work, I receive the benefit. Through remember this kindness, then you appreciate to them, feel gratitude towards them. That tremendous helps you open your heart, right? To feel what you call close to them, to feel dear towards them. So that kind of mind called mind of endearment. When you have that, compassion is much easier. So if you don't have this mind, compassion is very difficult. So that is why before we meditate on compassion, first I'm going to guide the mind of endearment, right? This then we call compassion, right? So now that's the today we're going to meditate. So now during the meditation, make sure you are really try it to feeling, not only thinking. Okay, so sometimes we don't know, we just thinking. So not only thinking, just try to feel, focus on feeling. Okay, now first I'm going to use this singing ball, right? As soon as when you hear the sound of the singing ball, your mind is fully concentrate on the sound, right? Only the sound of the singing ball. After completely disappear the sound, just for a few seconds, don't think about anything. Stop all the thoughts. Just for like a space, like keep your mind like a space, nothing thoughts for a few seconds, right? Then we're going to start the guide meditation on compassion. So it is important during the meditation as much as keep silent, right? Even when you're breathing in and out, not make sound. It's silent breathing. So not need to hear to other people. So silent breathing. So keep silent. It helps to others not to disturb them. So everybody should be try it, right? Okay, now we're going to start. So when the sound disappeared, just give few seconds, give your mind like an empty space, which means don't think anything. Then slowly focus on your breath. When you inhale, you should be mindful, aware you are inhaling. Same when you exhale. Inhaling with a mindful and exhaling with a mindful. So keep your mind on present moment of your breath. When your mind is calmed down, now first you should visualize the people you really feel close, like your friends, the families, at your right. They're sitting beside your right, each of them. Then in front of you, you should visualize the people you really don't like them, the people you feel angry, hatred, called the enemies. So visualize them at front of you. And your left, visualize, called the neutral beings, which means you know them, either your co-worker, your neighbors, but you do not have any close or distant relationship, maybe around 5 people to 10 people. So rest of entire beings should visualize at your back or they surrounded you. Now first you should look all of them, either your friends, either your enemies, all of them, their fundamental desires are completely same as yours, which is wish to live happy, peace, and nobody wants sufferings. Just look from that perspective. It's the same. So our fundamental, the same. And that's their nature. Their identity is just wants to live happy in peace. Very pure, innocent, the desire they have. Just recognize their fundamental desires. You can apply to each of them. Their fundamental desires are very pure and innocent, just wants to live happy, peace, and do not want sufferings. Then upon there, you should first remember people at your right, your friends and the families, their kindness. Whatever you receive benefit, the kindness from them, you should just remember those. Kindness of being your friends, supports you. Kindness of being always there. So whatever you receive benefit from them, just remember those. And feel really appreciate to them. Then the left, the neutral beings at your left, also the fundamental qualities are very innocent, just wants to live happy peace, they do not want suffering. Upon there, they do have anger issue, they do have jealousy, they can use negative words, they can hurt you, harms you, but the kindness of not harming you, kindness of not hurting you and your families, kindness of not showing any negative action towards you. Through that you should appreciate towards them. Then look to your enemies in front of you. So fundamental, their desires are same like you. They also want to live happy, peace, do not want suffering. So all the mistake, all the problems they created is actually it's created by their anger, their arrogance, their ignorance, their jealousy, not the person. Your anger is not you. Your jealousy is not you. Same, the negative emotions are not them. So you can blame all this suffering towards the negative emotion, not the person. Person is same like you, the victim of these negative emotions. Just try to distinguish the person and their mental afflictions, which are the fundamental causes of problems. Then the other side, on the other hand, when you look at being your enemy, it actually gives you a very good opportunity to exercise your patience, tolerance, forgiveness, which are very important mind. So without them, you never ever cultivate patience and tolerance. So these peoples are the teacher of your patience, who give you opportunity to cultivate your patience and tolerance. So look from that perspective and feel appreciated to them. Feel gratitude. Finally, entire beings in this planet, the food you eat, the shelter where you live right now, the educations you have, your talent, your power, your fame, reputation, whatever you have today, because of them. The road where you're driving, the water you're drinking, the electricity you're utilizing. So everything today you have is because of them. Either directly, either indirectly, you receive benefit from them. Just look from this perspective. They're working so hard, and somehow, directly, indirectly, you receive benefit from them. So through that you should feel, appreciate, gratitude toward every beings in this planet. Through that you should generate the mind of endearment, seeing each and all of them as lovable. How much you feel close to your children, your families, friends, same that sense of closeness, feel dear to entire beings. So meditate on mind of endearment. So all of those dear sentient beings who are really seeking peace, happiness, happy life. Everybody's. They're doing all kinds of things, very hard work, every day, for sake of happiness. But unfortunately, because of living under the influence of mental disease, like self-centered, anger, hatred, greed, attachments, arrogance, jealousy, and so forth, they make wrong decision, they act wrong, mistake, and ended up every beings in this planet being suffer. Just think about all these sufferings. First, the physical suffering they have is suffering of aging. Every beings, either they will experience, they are experiencing right now, they've been experiencing the suffering of aging, then suffering of sick, illness, disease, then suffering of death and dyings, then even the healthy young suffering of stress, depressions, anxiety, fear, loneliness. So all kinds of physical, mental, emotional sufferings. So think about all this suffering towards everybody. The majority, the people are not showing the mental pains, but the reality, they all, doesn't matter how rich they are, how powerful they are, everybody has. So think about all these sufferings, individual level, as a family, too much problems, as a society, the nation, you can see how much problems. So think about all this suffering to entire beings. And through that you should generate compassion, which means I really wish every beings be free from suffering and the causes of sufferings. So meditate on compassion to all beings. And make sure you really, really focus on feeling from your heart. You really sincerely wish everybody, including the people you don't like them or your enemies, in this moment you sincerely wish them free from suffering and causes of sufferings. Give your mind rest in compassion. Just hold that compassion. Wish each and all of them be free from suffering and the causes of sufferings, which are their destructive emotions. It's not just general, you can go each individuals. Your friends and family at your right, neutral beings left, your enemies, the people you don't like, they're in front of you. The rest of entire beings surrounded you. So you should really feel, connect to all of them. Feel, wish them free from suffering and causes of sufferings. So that powerful compassion feeling you have right now, you visualize or manifest your compassion and your merit to meditate on compassion, manifest as a form of smoke in your heart. And then when you exhale, you release these smokes with your breath. When the breath comes from your nose, it goes through 10 directions and is sprayed to all over the world. And other beings, when they inhale, you visualize them, they take those smokes with their breath. When the smokes go into their body, you really feel they purify all the physical, mental, emotional pains and suffering they have, specific the causes of suffering, which are all the negative thoughts and emotions they have. So out of strong compassion to all beings, take a deep breath and release them. Offer to others. Once again, make sure you really feel compassion to all beings, specific the people you don't like them, and take a deep breath and release them. Once again, out of compassion to all, take a deep breath and release them. And other entire beings, they take their smokes with their breath, through that they purify all the sufferings and the causes of sufferings. And they remain very calm, peace, and you should feel joy, rejoice that. So this is the compassion meditation. Some of you may have difficulty feeling, some of you may have feeling for just for a few seconds and maybe change it, but you constantly try it. Eventually that feeling will remain longer and deeper and deeper. As long as when your feeling comes longer, remain in your heart, you can see your self-centered attitude, that mind, what you call very narrow-minded, right? That start to change. You're becoming more aware. You're becoming more open-minded. When your mind's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you can see the problem you used to feel so much fear. It's not that much feel fear. Even same problem. After that, not that much fear, not that much worry. It definitely change. But it take a time. Just one day meditate, of course, not going to change that way, right? It take months and months. But constantly you do it. So feeling is really changed. It used to be, like even small things, there's something going wrong, it's in fact easier to feel fear, worry so much. Like these things, after that, when you have same problem when they arise, it's not that much now. So that is why the Buddhists be saying the Bodhisattva. There's a people called Bodhisattva, which means people who lives with this compassion for 24 hours to every beings. So those people are called Bodhisattva, right? So we always seeing the Bodhisattvas a very peaceful, happy life. Happy life doesn't mean they live with a luxury life. Their physical life, they have so much struggle. They live very simple. just simple, some of them living in the caves, some of them are just simple one room, right? And the foods are very limited. The dress is really, really very poor, right? Even physical, like that kind of struggle, but they're always very peaceful, very happy. Why they're very happy? Because of the power of compassion. So they don't have self-centered minded. So there's no causes to feel worry, feel fear, feel stress, feel depression, feel anxiety. All of them mostly coming from self-centered. Me, right? We are very strong that, so small things going on about you, worry, fear, right? So little bit in the society when they put a little rumor about you, so much worry. All of this what? Even people tell you you are stupid, doesn't mean you become a stupid, right? People tell you you are bodhisattva, doesn't mean you become a bodhisattva. It's just empty word. Somehow we so fear about this, so concerned. Why? Self-centered, selfish mind. So that's why this compassion meditation, when you do it, it's really change your self-centered attitude. So that is why many your mental issues change, your emotion will be changed. Slowly, your behavior will be changed. When your mind change, your action, your physical behavior change that. So that's the purpose of meditating on compassion. So it's very, very important to, at least even 3 minutes a day, right? Morning or evening, try it, this kind of meditation. Just even 3 minutes per day. Really slowly change your emotion. And the mental issue really slowly it will be changed. But you have to do this meditation. Without meditation, it never change. Even compassion will change, but if you don't meditate, it's not going to change you. Only after, because when your mind start to change, then all this change will start. So therefore, it's important to meditate on compassion as a daily. It's sake of your benefit. Everybody has psychology problems, right? We all have problems. Mentally, everybody has struggle. Everybody, from the Buddhist perspective, Buddha is the only free from that. Rest of entire being has some issues with problem, struggle. So this mental exercise, the meditation, is one of the best way to heal from all this problem that you have to do. Your mental problem, you have to fix it. It's not out there. Physical problem, you go to the clinic and hospital, they can do all kinds of things and take it care, and you have nothing to do with them, right? Mental issue, you have to. You have to do this. There's certain pill you take it's just for temporary, makes your mind a little dull or something. But finally, to completely get rid of this mental problem, then you have to exercise your mind. So that's why these compassions are really powerful. Okay, thank you. Thank you.